Hello, I'm Victor Medina with the Medina Law Group. Welcome back to our weekly video blog. Why are some people committing the crime of unauthorized practice of law when they deal with Medicaid? Keep watching the video and I'll share with you what I recently learned. But first, an update about the seminars that we held this week in Hunterdon County. They were very successful. We got an opportunity to see our clients, see some of our friends out in the community, as well as visit with some new people, and that was very rewarding. We are going to hold another set of seminars in March, on March 15th and 16th at the College of New Jersey. So if you missed out on February seminars but you want to attend, I've included a link to the flyer so that you can call the number and register to hold your spot to be able to attend that seminar. If there's someone that you want to help, if there's somebody that you know needs this information too, well, you could certainly do them a lot of good by forwarding this link or forwarding the flyer and having them register as well. The seminar is absolutely free. Light refreshments are served, but a lot of great information is going to be shared. Now, what's all this business about committing the crime of the unauthorized practice of law? Well, it turns out in Florida, there was a new case that was decided, new set of regulations that were passed about people who were helping older folks prepare for Medicaid. They were in the business of preparing Medicaid applications, and in fact, they started to give out legal advice. Well, it turns out that none of the judges and nobody that was involved in the law liked that. We had non-lawyers giving legal advice, and they shut that down. And in fact, it is a crime to practice law without a license. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Well, I think this is going to be a trend. I'm very concerned about people that I see out in the community who are helping older folks prepare for Medicaid and sharing information about what they think they should be doing in order to get qualified, safe assets, what they have to disclose. That, in fact, is legal advice. And whether or not they see somebody like me or somebody different, I think it's important for that legal advice to come from a trained lawyer, someone who understands the rules and understands the commitment to helping a client. And I just want to help our friends that might be in the community doing this avoid potential problems in the future. I see this as a trend coming around the corner, and I want to help. The second thing that I wanted to share with you substantively this week is how to prepare for the death of a loved one. You know, that many times, if there's somebody that we're caring for, we know that their final days are among us. I had a meeting this week with a client who had recently lost a parent and wanted to know what the next steps were. Now, sometimes we will get the opportunity to meet with the family before this happens. And some of the things that we tell them that are helpful steps are to get their hands around the legal documents that they are going to be needing. So an original will, if there's a trust agreement, making sure that they've got a copy of that. So they want to be prepared with those documents because they will need that along the way. The second thing is to take an inventory of their assets. The legal process that happens after somebody passes away is essentially collecting the stuff that they had and dealing with it, whether it's transferring it to a spouse or to children or getting prepared for a estate tax return if that's what they have to do. It's important to know where things are. And so I know that it's sometimes a difficult step, but getting a spreadsheet together about the different accounts and how they're titled and who owns what would be a very helpful step to prepare for the passing of a loved one, because you're going to have to deal with this stuff afterwards. And sometimes before that person is gone, it's a good opportunity to learn what they had and get them comfortable with the fact that things will be taken care of after they're gone. Now, you don't have to act immediately. If you've lost a loved one, of course, the first thing you should be doing is grieving. In fact, in the state of New Jersey, you couldn't open up a probate for at least 10 days after the date of death, so there really is no rush. If you're a client of ours, we would love to hear from you, and we welcome the opportunity to meet with you at no charge to talk about what the next steps are. But that is not something that happens just immediately after their passing. It can wait a little while. You can wait to see us a week, 10 days, and then we can get started in talking to you about how to deal with the next steps. When you are preparing for what documentation you might need after they're gone, people are going to offer you to get death certificates, you should in fact do that. Somewhere between 10 to 15 would be ideal, because you're going to need them in different places. You'll need them if you have to submit a will to probate. You'll need it to file a death claim for life insurance. You may need to communicate that to people who are holding IRAs. And the last piece of advice is to talk to somebody on the legal/financial side before you make any decisions about what money to take and to transfer. Specifically here, I'm thinking about IRAs. There may be some planning advantages for the IRA beneficiaries not to take that money and to let it pass to the next person. And that's going to be a tax, both an income and estate tax driven decision. But once you take it, you can't give it back. Right? You can't disclaim it. So it's important to get that advice before you deal with any of those finances, so you really have a good plan going forward. So I look at the timer, I see I'm just 30 seconds after 5 minutes. Thanks so much for watching the entire video. I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.